Hi, today we're going to make a zine. A zine is like a little magazine or a mini book, and it's a lot of fun. It can be used in tons of different applications, and it's used in 2 different ways in our project. So the first way to work a zine is you can either start with an A4 or an A3 piece of paper. I think an A3 is actually better for little hands, but we're going to demonstrate on an A4 today. Now there's an attached diagram about how to make a zine in our kit, which says to fold the paper long ways. We found that kids have a little bit of trouble with an A3 folding it long ways, but you can do it the other way as well. So we're going to do folding it on the short side today. And the trick is to line up the corners nice and square, get them nice and even, and fold the paper in half. Now the trick with a zine is to make sure that all of the seams are nice and creased very tightly. That will come into play as this goes along. So you can take this piece and fold it in half again. So get those corners lined up. There we go, get that nice and tight. So we've ended up with this. Now we are going to go back and do the long ways fold this time because it's going to make this a little bit easier, but you can see they fold the other direction. So we're going to, because we've got those nice tight folds, we can do the long ways a little bit easier this time. So you end up with this nice long shape that you can fold in half. All right? So now you're going to fold the sides back. This is going to create either an M or a W. So we're going to fold this one this way. There we go. You can see how that worked. Now we're going to fold this one the other direction. Nice tight fold. Now the trick I said is also that those seams need to be really tight, and they need to go both directions. So we're going to open this back up, and we're going to fold everything the other direction. So long ways the other way, and because I made those nice and tight, this is not too hard to do. You can see everything folds that way, so we're going to do it the other direction, and the other direction for this one as well. So what you end up with when you open it up is 8 panels, which all books are divisible by 8 because of the printing process. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so the next idea is we need to cut a hole right through the middle right here. Now a nice little cheat to make this a little bit easier is to fold it back in half, and at that intersection in the middle of the paper, just take your scissors, these are nice safety scissors, and put a little divot into the paper right there like that. That'll help you get a hole to get the scissors started. So you can see how there's a hole right in the middle of the paper. So then you cut, not all the way, but only to the next seam. So you can see just a little bit, just to there. Right, and you turn it over and do the same. And what you end up with is a little mouth. And you can see, I'm going to just get these nice and flat seams. You can see that it ends up like a little thing that can talk, like a puppet, and it can talk to you. Kids love that part, so make sure that's really fun. When that is pointing out, that's going to create a shape that works for you really well. So grab it here and grab it here, and you can see already something's starting to happen. The whole thing is starting to collapse and create kind of a star shape. If you can see what's happening there. And when you fold it down, boom, you've got a book. And it doesn't matter where you fold it over. You can fold it over there, over there, over there, but you end up with your little zine, just like that. So let me show you that one more time, because that's the part that people kind of get hung up on a little bit. So you've got your little piece of paper with the mouth cut into the middle of it. It's talking to you. All right, hold it at the top of the mouth, at the bottom of the mouth. Again, everything's got to be nice and tightly folded, and you can see if you fold that in half, it starts collapsing down into a book. So there's your little zine, and you've got a cover, so we're going to write cover on here, right there, and you've got a back, and you have interior pages. So you've got the beginning of the story, the escalation of things happening in the story, the climax, and the resolution if you want to teach from writing. But you could also use this as a passport, where they have kids sign from different countries or learning different words, or you could have different monsters or creatures from different cultures and have kids write the names of those monsters in different languages. It can be used in lots of different ways. Another thing that you can do is once you have your story done, you'll notice that when you open it up, and I'm just going to put some images on here so that you can see how this works. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages on the inside, okay? Now, you'll see though, when we open this back up, let me get my pen out of the way. When we open this back up, they're all on one side of the paper. They're not on the other side. So what do you do with the other side? You can take an idea. Like if there are a lot of different things going on the inside of the book, you can take one collated idea and make a poster on the other side. Or you could do an activity, maybe a racetrack or some kind of game. You can use it in all different kinds of ways. So it's a really good project to have not just a book, but also do different activities with the poster. So there's your little zine, and you can have all kinds of possibilities, things and projects to do with them. And once you learn how to do this, it's not just going to work with our project, it'll probably work with all kinds of different applications that you can think of. So I hope you enjoy making zines with your students, and thanks so much. Cheers.